right. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. We're on week 8 of High Country Hangouts, and Skylar and I are going to be doing a plant talk of the week and a photo of the week, as well as a little bit of other fun talks from the past couple weeks. So, how's it going, man?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks. It's been busy, but it's been going good. So,
How's your knee?
it's getting better. I twisted it up pretty good, and I've just been kind of trying to give it as much rest as possible. But when I'm working all the time, it's kind of hard to stay off of it. So, mostly just icing it, and every day it feels a little bit stronger. The muscles feel a little bit better, and the joint feels a little bit stronger. So, I'm just trying to give it some time.
Excuse me. That's good, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of a little bit worrying there for a little while because I was having a hard time walking, and I don't know, you don't realize how much you use your knee obviously until you don't have it anymore, but
Yeah.
it's it's a big deal. So,
Yeah, man. I'll have you if you move your computer to your if you
you
slide it this
know,
way
this
real
way.
quick. Yep. That's a little far,
Cool.
but like that should be good. Yep, perfect.
Okay, sweet.
Um, are you thinking of a doctor or are you just gonna keep icing it and
I was at the point about 2 or 3 days ago where I was thinking I need to probably go in and see the doctor, and now it's feeling a little bit better. So I'm like, maybe I'm gonna give it another week or two and see how it goes. So,
yeah, good.
yeah.
That's good. What else is up?
Yeah.
How was it last night you were or 2 nights ago you and Ashley went to a vendor?
Yeah, yeah, we went and got some of the details planned out for the wedding that's happening in October, and it was a lot of planning, a lot of decision making, but we got through it and tried to enjoy it while we did it. So,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, it can be
But
stressful, I bet.
yeah, it's a little stressful. The nice part is that the place we went through is kind of like a all-inclusive package, so they kind of help you decide, and they have a lot of experience and a lot of other weddings to kind of reference, so you know what looks good or what kind of looks like you want it to, and what isn't really your style, and you're going to kind of leave for somebody else. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, how about you? You've had a busy week too, huh?
Yeah, it's done some stupid stuff and also my wheel stud broke on my tire. Just my tire completely fell off my wheel. That was
Yeah.
cool. But Colton was in town and that was nice to catch up with him and he'd never been on the Beartooth Pass, so we went up the pass and just kind of like how with you and Ashley, it was cool to, show him some of the areas. When you guys came up, it was a little more it was for fishing, it was the time of the year was better. It was still runoff when he was here.
Yeah.
But it was good to see him. And it was cool to show off the place I live at and not only where I live literally, but also the Red Lodge area.
Yeah, it's beautiful, especially for somebody who hasn't really spent a lot of time up there. It's kind of like I don't know, where we're from it's pretty, but it's just different, and it's
Yeah.
similar but different. So,
Well, and where we grew up, it's this little pocket of like beautiful like area, right? And we're so a lot of people back home that when they stay there, they're just so used to it, and it's you kind of think that it's like the most beautiful place in the world, but really there's so many places around this world that just are breathtaking.
yeah, stunning, exactly. It's true that after living there for a while, it's just like you kind of take it for granted, and you realize that like I live in a really pretty spot, and there's not as many of those as there are not pretty spots, but there's also a lot of cool spots to visit and cool spots to go and check out and
Yeah.
see. So,
Well, every time I go home now, it's cool because it's like it's different. I'm so used to Red Lodge and Montana, this part of
yeah,
Montana. Whenever I go back, it's just like kind of a breath of fresh air, and you get to see where you grew up from a different perspective.
yeah, yeah, and I feel the same way. It's a breath of fresh air for me too, just because when I was back home, I took it for granted, and I just kind of thought everywhere looked like that. And then I moved out to Laramie, Wyoming, and it's like as a a very different set of, it's just like plains and a lot of wind and a lot of harsh weather compared to a lot of trees and a lot of snow and a lot of water and lakes. So it's a lot different, but I like
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna say something else. Um, oh, just real quick, this is kind of off topic, but I realized the past like 3 or 4 episodes, at least the first few, I wore the same hoodie in basically all of the episodes. So I had some people thinking that we recorded every episode in the same day, and
Oh,
then they
that's awesome.
slowly realized that you're wearing different clothing, so that couldn't be possible unless you went and changed and I didn't. But um, I just wanted to say that like that Carhartt hoodie is my lounge around the house hoodie, so I just throw it on whenever I'm at home and kind of cold. So that's why you saw
Yeah.
that hoodie so much. But today, rocking this brand new outfit, so
Nice.
just trying to keep it
That's
fresh.
that's how my pumpkins hoodie is, and I like to wear my mom's restaurant's hoodie. I'm actually wearing her shirt at the moment.
Nice.
Go to Pumpkins and Alpine, all you folks that are listening, because that's where you are.
Yep,
Um,
it's true.
yeah, I feel that. But I have been wearing this hat the past couple episodes. So Big Sky bonus tracks. We
Yeah, you gotta
filmed a
represent,
musician.
dude.
Got to represent, man. Actually, this week, I'll give you a little insight of what we got going on here in Red Lodge. It's Red Lodge Songwriters Festival, and they are bringing in the company brings in musicians from all across the states, and it's some of them. They have multiple tiers of musicians. They have like the rising stars, the hit musicians, up and comers, and they have like a competition for the up and comers and stuff like that. To like whoever wins, they think they get to come back and maybe be a headliner or something like that. I don't know the competition actually, so I'm talking out of my ass there.
Do you know how they judge it? Is it like they make a song or?
I think it might be people voting. I honestly I
Okay.
can't remember, but that makes people voting makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, but some of like these hit songwriters from Nashville are the people that have written songs for Toby Keith and just like all of those big country artists that you know of. I've drawn a blank on them because I don't listen to them as much, but
Kenny
uh,
Chesney,
Kenny Chesney, yeah, just like people like that,
Tim
Uh,
McGraw.
Tim McGraw, yeah, yeah, exactly. Willie Nelson, I know I was at the
Nice.
VIP stage. Yes, so I'm filming for the company. Mitch and I, Big Sky Bonus Tracks, is contracted out this to work for Red Lodge Songwriters Festival this weekend, and the gals she's talking about a song she wrote, and they got a call from Willie's manager or Willie himself. I think it was his manager, and then she's like, I just laid on the ground because I didn't, I couldn't quite believe what was happening, and here I am. I have a song
Nice, dude.
being sang by Willie Nelson and taken to a huge population. So it's pretty cool.
And she makes probably a decent amount of money, that's
Yeah,
probably like a year's worth of income right there for her, so
yeah,
that's
forever
awesome.
too.
Exciting.
Like it's something. Oh, I guess they can probably stage it differently with each song and each artist, but like
Yeah,
usually you probably get royalties as long as that song's around.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. And plus, maybe you'll be able to see some of the, in 20 years, they're gonna be the biggest country singer in the United States, and you got to see them in, Red Lodge before they got really big, so that'd be kinda cool.
Yeah, man, we just filmed this band or this duo, Gold Pine, and it's a husband and wife. And wow, it was so fun. They were so good and so talented, and they're here for the Songwriters Festival. And um, we filmed a few people that are already like that are playing this weekend, and we filmed them. I think there's this woman named Jester Coy. She's awesome. Mercedes Carroll, Kaylin Beasley. We filmed them. Those two are local Montana folks, and yeah, it's
Nice.
just been really fun.
Yeah, sounds busy too. You've been working a lot, seems like.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, dude. Well, yeah, that's what summertime's for, is working a bunch and then taking a little bit of time for yourself in the wintertime. At least that's what I kind of like to do. So
Me too. But I do need to. I'm trying to plan a trip to get back home. I think mid July, and
nice.
spend a couple days out there, and then maybe take off somewhere else and go fish or fly fish or something like that. So.
Yeah, it's always good to take a little time for yourself, even if it's in the middle of the summer, because you've been working hard. So
Yeah. Yep. Let's hear about your plants
nice,
talk.
dude. Yeah, we'll dive into the plants talk section where we talk about plants. Last week we talked about irises, so if you're interested in those, check out the last episode. And this week we're going to be talking about lavender. Um, More specifically, English lavender, because that's kind of the more hardy version that grows in the Colorado environment. So we'll dive into some lavender. The scientific name of it is going to be Lavandula angustifolia. Um, that kind of sounds like a fucking Harry Potter spell when you say it, like
A
real
little bit.
quiet.
Hmm.
Lavandula angustifolia. So yeah, it's nobody ever uses the scientific names unless you're like a real plant guy, real botanist guy. So I just think it's kind of interesting to include it if anybody ever wants to know. So with lavender, the hardiness zone is going to be 5 to 10. So it grows just barely as a perennial here in Colorado because we're about right on the cusp of the 4 to 5 zone, at least in my area of Colorado. And I actually ended up planting a lavender in my yard last summer, and I was able to winterize it and get it to come back this year. So it's definitely possible to plant it as a perennial. You just got to take a few extra precautions during the winter time. Um, Lavenders grow best in a neutral or slightly alkaline soil. Alkaline is just the opposite of acidic. So it's going to be a pH level of greater than 7.
What's acidic? I know
Acidic,
for people who don't
it's,
know.
yeah, that's just going to be a low pH level and it's going to be less than 7. So a pH of 7 is kind of like the neutral pH. It's like water, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to know that quite a bit with the hot tub.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you got to be kind of really specific with that because you can grow some crazy things in a hot tub.
Oh, dude, we this the hot tub people. I don't trust them anymore. But they have this thing and they set it up for they have the chlorine and then they have this like just natural stuff that's supposed to keep it clean, right? And so the
Uh-huh.
chlorine lasts for like 3 weeks, and then this stuff lasts for like a month or two. But it clearly doesn't work because there was so much water mold in there, and it was so gross.
Oh,
It took me like 2 weeks to get this hot tub clean because of that. Just
can you
nasty.
see it? Is it like
You can
moss
see
or
it.
something?
Yeah, it's so gross. And so what I ended up doing is I just bought one of those dispensers on Amazon and just got a bunch of chlorine tablets and just started using that, and it helps so much. Like, I, whatever they were doing was not. I'm
Was
recommending was not working.
it was not working? Damn.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so what's lavender? What's a good like? Because I mean, I know lavender smells good. Um,
Yeah,
what are some uses for it and stuff like that?
yeah. So this would be a good time to dive into this. It actually comes from the Latin word to wash, because it used to be used to bathe and to purify the body, which is kind of interesting. But in addition to that, I wrote some things down because I couldn't remember it all. But it's known to have a relaxing antidepressant quality, and it can actually be shown to increase your deep sleep. So a lot of people will smell lavender before they go to sleep or put some on their pillow, and it'll kind
Hmm.
of help them feel more rested or sleep a little bit longer, apparently. And then I also found that if you use it for topical things, you can put it on burns, scrapes, and well, small scrapes and bites, and it'll kind of help your skin and help things itch less and just feel better. So those are some of the medicinal properties of it.
Nice.
Yeah, and so to grow it, it grows best in, like I said, like neutral to slightly alkaline soil, but also well draining soil. So you want to. That's why it grows well in the Rocky Mountains because the soil over here is pretty rocky and the water doesn't hold very well in it, but that's what the lavender likes. It likes to dry all the way out and then likes to be watered again. So, um, there is several different kinds and different colors. Like I said, the English lavender is the most hardy, and it's in zones 5 to 10. Whereas the French lavender and the Spanish lavender, they're a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more tender. Their hardiness zones are around a 7 to an 8, so it's a lot harder to grow those outdoors in areas like here. Um, the good thing about them though is that you can grow them in pots too. So if you were trying to experiment around with a little bit of the different lavender types, you can grow them in pots and put them outside during the summer. And then in the winter time, you can bring them inside and put them in a well lit window. And they should winterize inside. And then, you can just move them back and forth depending on the season. Um, Kind of the last thing, just to overwinter them in zones 4 and 5, it just recommends covering them with about an inch or two of mulch or tree boughs or straw. So they're kind of completely covered, and that just insulates them from any hard frosts or hard freezes. And yeah, like I said, the pot is a very good option for any of those Spanish or French lavenders. And then lastly, some common problems that you find are just pythium, which is root rot caused from overwatering, or a root disease caused from overwatering. So it's it's best to let them dry all the way out, and then water them again. Make sure your soil is not holding too much of that moisture. Um, but yeah, other than that, it's a great plant. It has some medicinal benefits, and it also has really pretty purple, pink, and blue blooms for your garden. So
Do you have any?
I do, yeah, I have some. I don't have any with me as an example to show you, but I'll have some pictures that we'll throw up and can check them out.
Cool. Heck yeah, looking forward to seeing it. That's a fun one.
Yeah,
So they probably can't grow in Montana.
you probably need to put them in a pot.
Yeah. And then
You
just
could grow them
bring
in a
it
pot on your porch.
and then you bring it in for the winter.
hmm And
Yeah.
then it's kind of nice because you can harvest the flowers that grew in the summertime, and then you can kind of use those dried lavender flowers or those leaves for the
Medicinal
medicinal
purposes.
purposes throughout the winter. Yeah.
Sweet, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think I owe you an update on a little moose that we call friend.
Yes. Yeah. I've
um,
been curious about it because I know one thing is nature's metal, and I'm curious if the baby
nature is.
survived or not, dude.
Have you seen that page where nature's metal? Have you seen that page on
Yes.
Instagram or Facebook or whatever? I don't know what it's on. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. I just saw a snapping turtle with a duck neck in its mouth. And it
That's
wasn't
metal.
letting go, and that duck was still alive, so it was pretty
That's
bad.
pretty metal.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't really exactly know what happened, but I was talking to one of the neighbors, and they said that
Probably skip
um,
this if you don't like sad animal stories, right?
it's. I mean, there's no gruesome, and there's nothing gruesome here, really.
Okay. More of
It's
a
just
mystery.
it is. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Um,
sorry. I'm spoiling the story. I'll just listen.
y- you're good. There. So from what I understand, is I think they tried to cross the river again, and I think they found each other. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but they tried to cross the river again, and it got swept away in the river. And I don't know if it was the one that I saw or the other one, but one of them is gone. R.I.P.
Okay. Like you found its body or it's just not with the mom?
It's just not with the mom. I saw a video of a cow and a calf, and I think it was the same one. I'm 99% sure it was the same moose, and it was
Is that
just
moose that got swept the first time gone from its spot?
yeah. That was gone the next day. I went and
Okay.
looked, and that little baby was gone. Yeah.
So
So I'm
maybe the mom didn't come back for it.
well. That's possible too. Yeah. I think it's just all like insinuating what happened. I don't think there's anyone actually knows
Mhm.
unless you, like, physically see it, and I don't know if anybody saw it.
Yeah.
Like, they say
And
they
there's
saw the
bears
news
running
reporter.
around there, so
Bears, yeah. So yeah, I mean, moral, not moral, but the gist of the story is one of the babies lived and one of them is gone.
yep.
Yep.
And that's why, you know, animals in nature have more than one baby a lot of the time is because they don't all make it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Twins. Well, I know there's some geese that I knew had on the pond here that had more than just the two that are alive now.
Yep.
I know the ducklings, there's some ducklings as well on the pond, and I think a couple of them may have passed. So just
Yep.
nature's metal.
Yeah, man, that's like a big food source for things is baby animals, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Wyoming, they have the calving seasons for antelope, and they have hundreds of coyotes just out there all the time because it's like that's like the perfect stage of infancy where the antelope's not fast enough to get away from a coyote, and that's their
Mhm.
only form of defense is just
Yep.
speed. So
Speed.
they're
And they're so
very
fast.
vulnerable. Yeah.
I remember I was hunting with Zach Mathis, and he was on the wheeler. We were both on the wheeler together, and he was just punching it, probably going like 40 miles an hour on it. And the antelopes on our right just cruising, dude. It was cool.
Just keeping up with you, huh?
Yeah, they're fast.
I think they are like 45, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yep. Um, and
I
then I'm
think they're
trying.
the fastest animal in North America.
Yeah, did you know the cheetahs? I think used to be, maybe it was a lion. I'm pretty sure it was a cheetah. They used to be in North America.
Yeah, that's why those antelope are so fast, buddy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because they had
they
guns.
they evolved. Yeah, exactly. They
Yeah,
evolved trying to run away from those.
yeah, that was pretty cool. Um, there's some really crazy shit out here.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You lose all that when you get into the city, and there's so much technology that you can get lost in a computer and in a screen and everything else on Facebook, Instagram. You miss out on a lot of the cool and natural things that everybody used to enjoy. So
Yeah, yeah, I saw another cow this week just on the pond walking by. I think it was oh man, I'm tired today. Um, yeah, she was pretty. It's cool to see them getting their coats now with spring just ending and summer starting, and um, yeah, she was pretty sweet.
nice. Yeah, there's just a little bit of a different feeling just seeing it in person compared to seeing it on a post, you know. It's like
Oh, for sure.
seeing it in person gives you a feeling inside your body where it's like excitement and a little bit of a adrenaline rush almost, but
That's why you see all these idiots in Yellowstone trying to get super close or working towards a big old elk or even a grizzly bear or a moose
yeah.
or the geysers. Like people are dumb.
Yeah, they are dumb. I love keeping up on those stories. So if there's any crazy stories like that this year in Yellowstone, and we're gonna talk about them a little bit because they're always interesting. Because I'm always like, yo, you should have known better, but you never do. So
Did you see the white buffalo was born?
I did. Yeah, it's supposed
Yeah.
to be a
Good
good
luck.
omen on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
yeah, I mean, I'll transition to photo of the week. I didn't take any. It's been the last week and a half has been pretty crazy. Um, but
Yeah, you take a lot of photos, so it's honestly it's probably for you just deciding which one you want to talk about because you got so many.
yeah, but I mean, a lot of them are for work. And
That's
it's
fair.
like we had a ski intermountain ski association here, and they were from all over the western side of the states. Like we had Jackson Hole, we had Utah, we had all of Montana, we have Idaho here, um, and they were all just meeting, and this was a big conference to like learn and grow, and um,
Mhm.
which was pretty cool. But I got some sweet photos of that. Um,
Nice.
Over 250 people at the building, and it was just a big week. And then that band, Gold Pine, we filmed them for Big Sky bonus tracks. So I'll probably put one of those photos up on here or a couple. They were really good, and looking forward to sharing that session out. It'll be a little bit, but they rocked. It was a good time.
Cool. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't really got much this week. Hopefully can find a little balance this next week and get something more creative out there. But I mean, the Gold Pine one will be creative, but just something on my own time, not Big Sky bonus tracks, not Foundation, not yeah.
Nice. Did you record inside or
We did, yeah. We recorded at the Roosevelt Center. That was part of that like it was like the tail end of the snowy, that weather snap that we all caught here in the West.
okay.
And so it was like kind of rainy and cold. So we filmed inside, and it was
Nice.
pretty sweet. That man, it gave you goosebumps sitting in there.
What'd they play? One singer, one guitar? Or?
So they both sang, and Cassie she had like a tambourine, and then Ben, he was playing his guitar.
Nice. Just a normal six stringer?
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That sounds cool. Was it so when you record it, do you still plug into like amps and stuff or do you just
Not for
have
this. So this was an acoustic. He did have a pedal. So I'm not quite. Mitch is more the sound guy, but I can answer like some of these questions. So like we had, I think 4 or 5 ends maybe, which are inputs into a interface which records each instrument. So she sang and had a tambourine. He played guitar and then sang. So there's 4, and then there might be another one in there somewhere that I don't know about.
okay.
Um, and so he uses I forget what it's called. Maybe I forget the app that is using to record them, but it takes typically a session. They were pros like they got in and just one takes really. If it wasn't for a third take, we would have or not that third song. I thought I missed something, but I didn't. We did 3 takes of that one just because I thought I wanted to get it right, but actually that first take was right. Um,
Yes.
and so we would have had it done really fast. But yeah, they just got in, they crushed it. They one take wonders, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that takes a lot of practice, right? I mean,
yeah,
they've probably performed and been doing it for a while.
yeah. They played for so the Kansas City Chiefs, right? New Year's Eve they had a game, and they opened up the game singing the national anthem for the Chiefs.
Oh,
That
cool,
stadium,
man.
yeah, yeah. And it was cool. They changed outfits between each song, which was like they were really on top of their shit, which was cool.
Nice, which is not what we do when we podcast.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that session. That'll be on season 3. We got a lot of really cool musicians, and hopefully we'll be releasing that or have a schedule out in the next 2 weeks that we can start promoting it. So,
Nice, dude.
yeah,
Well, that'll be sweet. I'll have to keep my eyes open for it and check out some of the music.
yeah, hell yeah. Um, I think that's about it for me, man. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so, man. I'm just looking over everything and we're going to try and plan out what the next couple episodes are going to be. We're going to get some more interviews in here and keep this thing rolling because I think they're getting better and better each time. It's just taking some practice. So,
Yeah, I think, with the latest episode, 7 that comes out in 4 days, 3 days, and Monday, you'll notice that just it was really smooth. So,
nice. That's what's up.
yeah. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. And I think we'll be coming in here next week with some new stuff. And hopefully you're enjoying it. And if you have any feedback or questions or comments, please shoot them over and we'll get them figured out.
Peace.